So that's me appearing and reappearing before the camera. I hope you can see me very well, but I'm doing this on my own anyway, so me disappearing and reappearing in front of you. But basically I wanted to talk to you about what I took to the hospital as opposed to what's in my hospital bag. I'm a mom of four, so I think I have some experience in this department, but I want you to know that no one is an expert at this thing. So all the do's and don'ts, you know, people say don't take magazines, don't take towels, don't take this and that. It's not true. Take whatever makes you comfortable. If you want to take rose petals to throw in your water after having a baby, that's your business. If you want to take tea and drink after or before your baby comes, that's your business. You want to read magazines, sure, why not? Everyone is different. I would normally go to the hospital when I'm in labor and in pain, but this time I actually walked into hospital because I was overdue, or rather my baby was overdue, and I had to go into hospital to be induced. So it was very different. What I took in my hospital bag, you know, was different this time, and what I ended up using was very different. So I'll just start by showing you the bags that I took. Now obviously my baby's been born, so the bags are empty, but I just stuffed them so that you have an idea of what they look like. This is from the Little Company, I think that's what it's called. It's a diaper bag, and I just stuffed that with loads and loads of diapers. I used Pampers and some eco-friendly ones. I can't remember what they are, and I got a lot of freebies, and I just decided to use the freebies in the hospital and then open proper Pampers or Huggies or whatever I'm using now, because I've got different ones anyway while at home. I use this Just Cavalli bag, I think it's called, or Roberto Cavalli, something like that. But most of these I go from buying fragrance because I have a lot of perfumes and I tend to get the freebies with them. I also use the Jennifer Lopez bag. Okay, don't worry about these bags being too much. I know you're thinking, what's all of this? Are you selling bags? And I use the Louis Vuitton bag. I put my own stuff in there. And I use this I think Calvin Klein bag, and I put my husband's stuff in there and baby stuff in there because it's a bigger bag. Now I did not use all of these bags to put stuff in and drag them to the hospital. No, I think I took about 2 bags, one for myself and one for baby and for hubby. Yeah, and I took this bag, I think it's a Hugo Boss one, but basically this one I just stuffed with a lot of food. So I had stuff like the coconut water. I found this to be really hydrating, and I hear it hydrates you better than water does because it has a lot of electrolytes. But when you have too much water, when you're in labor, it can actually make you throw up. Now, yeah, I did a lot of throwing up, and the reason was because when I went in the hospital, the lady told me that I was really dehydrated and my baby's is it blood pressure? Not blood pressure now. Yeah, pressure. Oh, Delphine, I can't even think. Was very high, so she asked me to drink loads and loads. So I drank so much, and later I became really, really ill when I had the epidural and stuff like that. So I'll show you what was in my baby's bag anyway. I had cotton wool. Did I use it? Not necessarily, to be honest. Nobody wants to be using cotton wool to clean poo. One of the ladies, the midwives, was kind enough to clean the baby for me when she came, though I said I was going to do it, and she used cotton wool in a very small bowl. But well, they've acquired this skill. It's not something I can do with a very black gummy poo. The baby, you know, poos out a meconium, or is it meconium now it's called. So take your wipes, don't let anyone tell you not to take your wipes and then you are messing up with the baby's bum. Baby's screaming now, you're messing up with the baby's bum. Just use your wipes. I used the Pampers New Baby Sensitive, and the reason why I took this is because it says that it's milder than water and cotton wool for gentle cleaning. I don't know if you can see that. Really better than the cotton wool, but the cotton wool I think I ended up using to clean my face. Yeah, I took that is my cotton wool, but I left that in the car anyway, so I used the other cotton wool, the baby's cotton wool, to clean my face. Now I took tights for the baby. I took 3 of this. I got this from Marks and Spencer's. Some of these came with dresses. I just pulled them up, but I had a pack of 3, which I find that she loves, made of 100% cotton, and I can actually just wear her that without wearing her any trousers at home, and she really loves it. So I took that. Oh, this beautiful jacket I used for her while coming back home. I didn't want anything too thick, and it came in very handy. I had this for my son, and I just used it, and I just took this to the hospital, but ended up not using it because it's April, it's spring, and it just felt too warm while in the hospital. I had this beautiful dress I wanted to wear her on her way back, but ended up not using it. I think it's from Marks and Spencer's. It's come with the tights, but I have the same dress from Polo Raf, so I just thought I use this while bringing her home, and then I use a Polo Raf one for her christening or something, but I don't think so. The dress is quite dark, so I've ended up using something else for her naming, because we have the naming and then we have the christening. Now I took this to the hospital. It's open now. It's from Tommy TP. I wasn't sure if I will bottle feed or anything, and I wanted a suitor. I normally never use suitors for my babies, but I thought, look, this is my fourth baby. I'm not going to be going through the crying and everything. I'm just going to use the suitor if it turns out that she's screaming and crying and everything. But she was okay. Taking out the suitor, I used it once, never used it again. Thrown that away anyway. So I took a jacket for her. Did we use this? I doubt it. Well, yeah, that's a jacket that we now use at home. Really like it. I don't wear her jackets or anything when she's going out, so that came in very handy. I think I got some ribbons for her hair and stuff like that, but ended up not using it. Just too many things, really. What's with, you know, putting all the ribbons on her head and stuff like that? Really not necessary. I had a lot of grows, and I have them come in bags like that. I love these bags, so I just use these different bags to put the grows, hats, whatever, and the midwives were able to just use one of these bags, you know, opening up and dress her up with the grows, the pampers, everything I put in a bag like this. I think it was a bigger bag, but everything for after she was born, and they really liked it because it meant that my husband was not going through the bag and trying to get nappies and stuff, especially when they were saying, oh, where are your nappies, where are your wipes and stuff like that. Like, you know, the NHS cut has, you know, caused a shortage where everybody has to bring their stuff into hospital and not lean on any hospital freebies. So yeah, I think for that one, this is a girl that goes into it. I found it to be big, even though it's 0 to 6 months, so I ended up not using that. I had another baby girl just her size, which came in this bag, and I think it was this one that we ended up using. Yeah, so it might be best for you to take 0 to 6 months, 0 to 3 months if you want, and also to take maybe tiny baby, or I don't know how big your babies are, but I took girls that were like 0 to 4.5, and same thing for the pampers that I bought, because I knew that my baby would not be bigger than 4.5, seeing that my first baby was 4.5. I took shots for her. Did she use it? No, I think I was just trying to be glamour mom, to be honest. I took this for her to come back in, and we ended up not using it. So be very careful about carrying too many things and then not using it. Now, I would normally buy maternity parts from Asda, but this time I went to Asda, I went to Tesco, couldn't find maternity parts. I bought this from the pound shop. It came in very handy. I've used the other pockets, and this is quite thick. I think one of them it's maxi, and the other one is, I don't know what the difference is, but one of them is thinner and the other one is bigger. So it might be that you buy the thinner one and you also buy the larger one. The maternity parts at the hospital are normally massive, so I thought I'd buy the massive one and I'll buy the light one. Depends on how much you bleed, so it depends on you really. And then I took some of these muslin cloths. I think this I got from SMA when I had my last baby. Did I use that? No, not necessarily. I have wipes and stuff, cotton wool. What's the essence of a muslin cloth? But everyone is different. More grows, yeah. Took that. I took that for cleaning her nose. Please be careful with cleaning baby's ears. The baby's ears do not need any cleaning. Be careful with cleaning baby's nose. They don't need any cleaning. In fact, some people are buying all these things like stuff to cut baby's nails and all of that. To be honest, you don't really need to cut baby's nails. At the end of the day, if the baby's nails are long, you can take the the mittens or the mittens, you don't need to be cutting fingernails and stuff like that. And be careful with cutting baby's fingernails with those sharp things. It might be easier for you to cut the baby's fingernails with your teeth, but everyone is different. Some people actually peel it off. I do not peel it off. The reason why I do not peel baby's fingernails off when they're very long is I do not want to go too deep in, but if I use my teeth, I know how much I'm cutting off. Everyone is different. Please do what suits you. Do not do what suits me. Now, this, I said to you, I had different nappies. I also bought the Pampers nappies. I just wanted to try it out, and I tell you, it's saved us a lot of money. When I had my first one, he had a very bad tummy, and it meant that he messed up his clothes a lot. I don't mean that in a bad way, but what I just mean by that was that if he pooed or anything, he went to his back, and we're changing girls, we're changing, you know, the sleeveless I don't know what's it called now, girls, and then we're changing the nappies like every time. But it just meant that if I didn't have Pampers, it was not as absorbent, and I used a lot of Huggies, and I found it really good. But this time I bought Little Angels. I found that, you know, you're changing them all the time, so why are you spending so much money buying nappies and Huggies and stuff? Please do not quote me, because I've done a research, or I've helped with research for Pampers before. Well, I love Pampers, don't get me wrong. I think they're very good when you putting baby to sleep. So for overnight, for sleeping, they're quite good because they absorb a lot before the morning comes. Except for that, you can just buy cheap stuff that you just use and throw away. I think I took about 15 of these, and at the end of the day got some free Pampers from the Bounty Pack, which they give here in the UK. I think I got about 12 from the Bounty Pack, because they give about 6 in the Bounty Pack, and the woman gave me extra 6. I don't know why that was. It was not in the Bounty Pack, it was just separate from the Bounty Pack. But when I opened the Bounty Pack, they still had about 6 Pampers in there, so I ended up coming with loads of Pampers, even though the hospital had not given me any, and I found that very, very useful. Now I took one of these tummy things, I don't know what they call, in fact my one is overstretched. I got this while gymming before I had baby. I'm trying to make it look nice, you know, for you to see, but to be honest, it works. People who tie tummy and stuff, they know best. I'm gonna buy a new one today. I think this is from Pineapple, I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna buy a proper waist trainer because it works. My mom is so into make sure you tie your waist or your belly. It works. It helps your muscles to contract. I normally will have to do a lot of sit-ups and stuff like that, crunchies and stuff for my tummy to go in, but if you can tie your tummy, I don't see why not. So carry on, and I think you can tie your tummy from the first day if you have a vaginal birth. If you have cesarean, please do not be tying anything. Just forget about it and let the tummy just come out bloop like that. Anyway, I took my hairnet to put my hair in. I think I had a hairband, but at the end of the day, look, I couldn't be bothered with hairnet when the labor started. I was like all over the place, you know. Glamour Mom was looking like, even my mascara was everywhere, and I was like, what is happening here? Who cares about hairnet? Take everything away from me. Yes, I took a robe. This is very important. Make sure you take a robe. We got this from TK Maxx. My husband bought it, and I really like it. I think it's called Western Lane. I love them. They make beautiful, beautiful robes. And the reason why you need a robe is, even though I had this in the car because I felt it was too big, because I took a towel too and my bags were getting too much, I got my husband to go to the car and bring this. And the reason why you need this is because when we were transferred from the room where we were alone to a room where there were other women, they had their husbands there, and my gown, I felt like I was naked, and the toilet was away from where I was. It meant I had to come out, see other people's husbands, and then go to the toilet, and that's me like holding on to everything. No, it wasn't comfortable at all. So please make sure that you take a robe to the hospital. It works, it works. Take a towel if you want one, if it makes you comfortable. I ended up having to ask the hospital for towels because I couldn't use my one after the first time, and my husband had gone home to be with the other kids, and you know, it wasn't visiting hours and all of that, so he wasn't there. So I asked the hospital for their towels. I hear from people in America and I think in Australia that the towels in the hospital are quite thin. That wasn't my experience. They were quite small. They weren't very big towels, but I took 2 of them and I could use them and not feel like I had to put blood or anything in my bag, because believe me, after you have a baby, things are coming out of your body that you're like, wow, my body is amazing. So be careful. Or rather, if you wanted to take towels, make sure that you take more than one. But if you want to use the hospital's towels, I don't think that's going to be a big deal if you ask for it. And I don't even think it's a big deal if you ask for Pampers or anything like that. Please, can I have wipes and stuff? I pay my taxes, you know what I mean? But anyway, make sure you take towels. I took a cosmetic bag. I'm not going to show you, just too many things really. But I had my toothpaste, I had my lipstick, I had my roll-on, I had a face cleanser, I had toothbrush, wisdom toothbrush. When you have a baby, you have wisdom. And I took my clinic thingy for my face and all of that. I took, you wouldn't believe this, 3 packets or 3 bottles of perfumes. And the reason why I did that was because every time I'm pregnant, I can't stand any fragrance at all. It just irritates me. So for some reason, I just felt that when I have the baby, I would like to smell nice and fresh. And so I took 3 bottles because I've accrued so many perfumes while pregnant, gifts and stuff like that. So I just thought I would baptize myself in scents. But did I really use them? No, I think I used one anyway, and I felt really good and clean after I had a soak, not a shower. I had a proper soak and came out looking fresh and like a human being. Put some makeup on, brushed my hair, and I felt really good. So don't forget your hairbrush. You don't want to look like you have just been battered when you're coming out of the hospital. You want people to say, oh, congratulations, wow, that's glamour mom, you know. Anyway, just teasing. But you want to make sure that you look, you know, like you survived the fight when you're coming home. I got sleepers. Massive. The reason I got this is because my babies gave me this for Mother's Day, and I love it so much. I think it's one of my best gifts. I think the best gifts are not necessarily how much money you bought the gifts for, but how much they mean to you. So I took that and I was really comfortable in using that. Now I took this, it came in some box set for my baby's fingerprints and toe prints, but ended up not using this because it was just too, you're in hospital, you don't want to be messing up with ink on the baby and stuff like that. So I thought I would do it later. And to be honest, I tried it on the 8th day after she was born, and it was a mess. She was screaming. I couldn't even put her fingers down on the stuff to get her fingerprints or her footprints. So I think it's a waste of money, but I'm gonna do it at some point because I did it for my first child, and it amazes him how small his feet were. So I'm gonna do it at some point, but I'm not gonna be stressing her now. I took hearts to the hospital. I took 3 of them, not for any reason. I just felt like they might be too big for her head or too small, and yeah, I ended up bringing her home with a heart. So that works. Whatever, you know, you use is good stuff. Now lip balm, I use gas and air, so I think it's very important that you have some lip balm. But the hospital was quite good. They kept saying, do you want any water to drink? And that was really useful. So even if you don't have lip balm, you can actually drink a lot of fluid and feel better. Now I'm not going to be showing you the snacks that I took because obviously they've been eaten, even though some of them are still in the bag somewhere. But you see, what works for me doesn't necessarily, it doesn't mean it will work for you. The reason I say that is because even though I took all the snacks, I couldn't eat anything. I wasn't allowed to eat. This is my 4th baby, and for 4 of them I've not been allowed to eat. And because I had a cesarean for the first one, it means that I was high risk, and they had to make sure that I was ready for a cesarean if it was necessary. The reason why I had to be induced 2 days after my due date was because the hospital was a bit scared that I might be carrying a very big baby. My first one was 4.5, and it just meant that if my baby was very big, then I might scar, or rather my cesarean scar might open up. At the end of the day, my baby was 3.7. She wasn't too big, but I think it's very important that you're ready no matter what the situation is. So I think that it's it. There are other things that you can take. Obviously, you can take your vitamins if you want. For me, I just feel like baby is coming out, so what are the vitamins baby is drinking? I just took maybe a packet or something. I didn't end up taking like the whole box. I think I left that at home. I also took a beep. Does baby need a beep? Not necessarily if you have muslin claw and stuff, or whatever you want to use to clean baby's mouth, but I took a beep, and I think I left that in the car. Now I buy a lot of jewelries, and I have all these little bags, so I took a lot of these bags and I just put different things in there. The cotton wool, even though I took the whole packet, I then noticed that I had taken off some cotton wool. I'd taken off some you know, the nose cleaner and stuff. I don't know what it's called now, you know. Yeah, the cotton wool for your ears, even though I said do not put in the baby's ears or anything like that. I just put them in little bags like that. I put my jewelry and stuff like this, and when I was coming home, I felt really happy to be wearing nice jewelry and stuff. Just something to make you feel happy and comfortable, because like I said, you've been fighting, the war is over, you should celebrate, labor is over, conservatives have taken over. I took my handbag, it's my Moschino one, and I love it so much. I love it so much, and I roughed this bag. I take it everywhere, and well, I took that, and it was quite handy because I could put my maternity notes in there and stuff like that. I had a different coin box, but I also took this one. I think it's from Osprey, this purse. I just put some money in there, and I had like a Louis Vuitton purse that I put my coins inside. I also had my glasses, not that I needed to see anything anyway, but I just took them. But to be honest, these are reading glasses, so why did I take them? I don't know. They just make things bigger. Was I trying to see my baby in a bigger shape or bigger form? I don't know, to be honest, so I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, another feeding bottle that I took was the bond-free natural feeding one, just in case baby wasn't happy with the tummy TP one. Ended up not using that as I showed you, but this one is quite good. I bought this from TK Maxx. Tummy TP I ended up using for my baby at I think 6 months, but for some reason he liked the breast milk so much he wouldn't use all that bottles. It was like a baby bottle. Well, that's a coin that has dropped. These are the meetings I spoke about, and the reason why I would think you should take more than one, maybe meetings or hat or whatever you're taking clothes, is because when I was being transferred from the bed to from the delivery suite bed to the, you know, where everyone stays, like the ward now where other women are, for some reason blood was all over my baby's hat, so I had to send my husband to bring the other hats from the car. So it was a good thing that I had the other hats in the car. If not, I would have had to take my baby home with blood-stained heart. So be very careful. You don't know what's going to happen in hospital, so take these other things and leave them in the car. Yeah, these are the other perfumes I talked about. People gifted me these perfumes. I think my husband always buys so many perfumes. Do I really use them? Not necessarily, but I took them to the hospital, and then I ended up not using them, not opening them or anything, but I was quite happy that I took them. It just meant that if I needed them, I'd use them. But I found one of them open, and I had like a whole dose of that, feeling really good with myself. But be very careful. It might be that baby smells you and thinks, who is this? And then the next time when you don't use the perfume, they might be confused as to who their mother really is. So be careful with the perfume and stuff like that. If there's anything I missed out, please give me a shout out and let me know what you took or what you plan to take, and let me know what worked for you and what was not necessary to take. I really enjoyed making this video. Do not forget your car seat. I have my car seat here. Is the Maxi Cozy one, And yeah, it's really good stuff. I've enjoyed using this. I think I used this for my last baby also. I had started with different blue one, and I was quite happy to have this being black in case we had a girl. And yes, I'm not using the other one. I'm gonna continue using this one because it fits into the, I think it's called Baby Comfort Buggy, which I have, and I also have a Bugaboo Buggy which this fits into, but I don't have the adapter for the Bugaboo Buggy, so I might end up buying that. But for now, baby's not really been going anywhere. I would need to go now because I miss my baby so much, and I just hope and pray that your baby comes safe. And if you've had your baby, then I hope you've enjoyed watching this. And if you've had no babies, then I hope that someday you have babies and that you can actually enjoy them. So let me know what you think about my video, and do not forget to subscribe. It's been nice talking to you. Peace out. Time to see my baby. Mwah.